Good morning and welcome to our live this morning. It is Monday the 4th of August 2025. My name's Jenny McCormack. I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator and I'm based in the market town of Brackley, which is in Northamptonshire, and that is here in the UK. A warm welcome to you this morning. We're expecting the edge of the storm that's passing through. The wind has certainly picked up here, so hopefully it won't affect our live crafting this morning. Our new stamp set of the week for this week is, as you can see, Cheers and Sips. So it's a cocktail, mocktail stamp set. We have two glasses, so this bulbous one here and then a tall skinny one. They've probably got proper cocktail names. You'll find out shortly. I know nothing about cocktails. So and then we have assorted herbs and fruit that go in there. So we've got these across here along with a stirrer, and then we've got an umbrella, cherry, assorted leaves. We've got an olive, strawberry, raspberry, lemon or lime slice, strawberry, and some ice cubes. And then we've got cheers to you, to us, it's your day, let's celebrate. It has a set of dies that go with it, and it also has an embossing folder. So here are the dies that cut out basically all of those elements from the stamp set, even the cherry and the rosemary bits and pieces here. It has an infill embossing folder for the glass to make it look like a cut glass, so you could use that at the same time as the glass die, or you could use it on its own just for some background interest as well. The Cheers and Sips stamps, which is what we're using today, is £18. You can buy it with the dies at a 10% discount. It also has these lovely papers. If I can find my way in. Let me grab these out. So these are 12 by 12 inch papers. It comes with a, let's get some full sheets, that might be easier. So we have this one here, so they're part florals and part cocktails. Morning to you, Caroline. So we've got this one here with lots of small images, and we've got the jug, we've got bottles, etc. So a great background. You could also cut some of these elements out, and then on the back of that we've got some strawberry slush dotty. We have this lovely floral paper, which is this one here, and on the back of that we've got some old olive, and then we've got this particularly useful one here, and I'm going to show you how you can use that. So this sort of matches with the cups, with the glasses, sorry. So what you can do is stamp over this and then cut out, so you've got the colouring of the inside of the glasses all done for you, or you can stamp and colour in with your preferred medium. You could also use the technique that we did last week with spritzing and alcohol markers or inks and then stamp onto that. So there's so many variations with this. This has got some little stars in the background. Here's that full sheet of larger glasses. So you can cut these out, you can fussy cut them. Obviously the dies will cut the glasses, but they will cut off the edges here. So if you want to use those as individual items, you might want to fussy cut them, including the umbrellas. And then we've got this one with the fruit. That's rather fun. So again, you could cut out individual elements if you wanted to, rather than stamp them. And sorry, what was on the back of there? Blackberry Bliss and Strawberry Slush, little sort of flowers. And then on the back of this one is some beautiful deep secret sea. And then finally we have these pretty pink and orange. So we've got a bit of Blackberry Bliss in there, we've got a bit of pumpkin pie, a bit of peach pie, and on the back of that, really deep pumpkin pie and peach pie. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple of methods of just stamping. This is perfect if you love masking. So Scott from our Tuesday class will love this. And let's get cracking. So let's find this one here. Okay, so the papers are $11.75, and that gives you 12 sheets of the papers. Let's tuck that in there. So it's 2 of each of those sheets. Okay, so here's the stamp set, Jizz and Zips. I haven't got my light on because I think it's light enough. We'll soon find out. So let's take the 2 glasses. Just going to start with those to begin with. And what you want to remember with these, where they're quite flimsy, is just to let them turn them over and let them sit on your table. Don't try and put them onto the block like this, 'cause I'm going to exaggerate it. Otherwise you end up with slightly wonky glass. I might be better actually with a thinner one, but let's see if that will fit. Now I'm just going to grab a long thin, do nicely, like so. Okay, so the first way you can create your glass is to stamp onto the paper. And what you'll want to do is stamp it. Well, you can either stamp the whole thing, or you can stamp it slightly high so that you've got the effect of only part of the liquid in. So I'll do that and you can see the difference. I'm going to use my favourite early espresso. So I'll do this one all in, like so. And I'm just going to fussy cut these today. And so this one is going to be a little bit higher, so that when you cut it out you get that effect of part of the drink. If you've got some edges here, what you could do is trying to get one. Yes, so you could, although you'd lose some of this, stamp this so you've got half a glass or a quarter of a glass. No, that wouldn't work. It would have to be as far as you could go because of the way they put them together, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to cut those out in a minute. Let's have a different shape. So we've got these ones across the top. So let's have this one here, like so, and another one. Let's have a pinky one, like so. Okay, so I'm going to fussy cut those out. Let's do that really quickly. He says, let's find some scissors. haven't got the right scissors here, but these will do. Okay, let me just take my glasses off. And you can combine these, so you can cut this very close in, you can cut it with a little bit of a border, but you can have great fun layering these up. Just going to cut that off and then round. Let me know if the lighting's okay. There's that one there. And let's have so what I might do for coffee and card is cut these up so they're just on the bottom to maximize, so that I get 7, so 21 cuts out of this one. And I'm guessing there's another 2 layers, so 35 altogether. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, per sheet. And I've got 2 sheets, well, 2 minus a little bit. So you could arm yourselves with the stamp set and the papers, and I think you could have great fun with these. So as I say, they don't have to be cocktails per se, they can be mocktails. You could also use this glass as a beer glass, I think, if you wanted to. They have got a name, haven't they, those beer glasses that are tall and slim. Okay, so this is our stamp set of the week. So we'll start with this at Coffee and Card tomorrow, and we'll be doing the same on Friday in Brackley, and then next week in Toaster on the Monday. Okay, so that's one set of glasses. The other thing you can do is just stamp them and cut them out and colour them in different ways. So, let me see. Lighting is good, thank you. So let's just stamp a couple. And you can use whatever method you like for colouring in. I've got a hair on there. So you could use watercolour pencils, you could use inks, you could use the method that we did last week. So that's better. And let's grab the other one. So you can stamp a number of these. Okay, and you can colour these in. So you could do a quite nice change of colour. Trying to think what the names of the I need to look up the names of the different drinks, don't I? Not being a drinker, it's hard, isn't it? Tequila Sunrise is the one I'm thinking of. I don't know if that's still a thing or not. Anyway, let's just grab a couple. So I'm just showing you a few different methods of colouring these in. Which way around have they got? I don't know. Doesn't really matter, does it? Take my glasses off. So this is where the blends pens are particularly good, of course. Is that in your line of sight, yes. So this is strawberry slush. And you can go to town with your colouring and blending, of course. So this is light strawberry slush. And then I've got here dark peach pie. I'll put a layer of that in. And then you want to go over that join and see how that's blending in. And then we've got, oh, it's light pumpkin pie. Could do with light peach pie, really. Ooh. Light peach pie. Like so. And then what have I got? Dark lemon lolly. It hasn't got much in it. Daffodil Delight. Dark. I could do with it being a bit lighter. And light. There we go. There we go. So you can just have some fun with your, especially with your blends pens. You can use Stampin' Write markers, but you won't get the same blended effect. And if I want to in there, I could add, bearing in mind I'm just going to cut these out, I could add, so I want some just instead, maybe just some ice cubes. Like so. Small block. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do those in espresso. I want to do them in sort of one of these colours. So I've got strawberry slush. I probably need to put a little bit more drink in there. But just have some ice cubes. Like so, in the bottom. Okay, I'm just going to make this go a little bit further up so it's a relatively full glass. Let's try the other side of this. I think it's got enough in it. Okay, so I've got these ones that I've cut from the papers. Okay, I'm just going to do another one that is just all over one colour, just for time really, and then I'll stamp some and do a little bit of masking. So this is light strawberry slush. Just going to come in from the side like so. Turn it round to do the same on the other side. You could also just stamp onto some patterned paper or some coloured card. just going to take it all the way across like so, and if I've got my colour lifter to hand, I could just take a little bit of that out. So 1, 2, and then let's have a blue one. Somebody might need to give me the name of a blue drink. Am I going to have? Yes, another one of these. I definitely need to look up some cocktail names and colours, don't I? So this one could be full, this could be sort of half full. I think I need a new pen. You can tell when it makes that noise, it's running out, but it's sort of quite effective for that. Let's have a different blue on top. What have I got? Oh, Night of Navy. That'd be a bit harsh. Got a light balmy blue. That might do the trick. Oh, it won't. Let's have a look. Dark pool party. No, it's the wrong blue. Sorry, folks. I've been very indecisive this morning. Right, dark cloud cover. I know it's a little bit dark, but it will do the job. Let's take that to there. And there. So you want to come away from the edges. Like that. And you can leave some edge clear in the middle if you wish for a bit of shading. We're just going to go over this to blend this in. There we go. Okay, right, let's cut those out. So that'll be our second design, and then I'm just going to do a little bit of stamping and masking as our third one, and we're done. They're missing a straw, aren't they, really? That would have been useful to have a straw in there. I guess you could just draw one. I might put the stirrer in or something. Okay, is that one? Oops. Okay. And then this one. Now what I could do is cut some bits out from the papers to make this a little bit more interesting. Okay, so there's two different ways to create your cocktails or mocktails. One is to stamp it onto white card and colour it in with blends pens. Good morning, Nicole from the Netherlands. Thank you for joining us. We haven't seen you for a little while, so I hope you are well. So this is one, stamp and use your blends pens to colour in. The other one is to stamp onto the paper. Now this paper is perfect, but I'm sure in your stash you probably also have other patterned papers, particularly the ones that have got like a watercolour backing. Let's see what I could find here, because I won't be able to find one, will I, if I'm looking. Not one. Okay, yes, here we go. So this one here, I love this paper, but you could definitely stamp on this and cut this out. That would give you a really nice cool effect as well. So lots of different options for stamping and colouring. And my final one is, let me see what bits I've got here. So I'm thinking I've just cut out a few pieces. So I've got Old Olive, Daffodil Delight, I've got a white one. So I'm thinking these could go onto here, onto my card. I might change that one out. And then I've got these. And then I'm going to stamp onto here and just do a small amount of masking. Just looking for my post-it notes, which have a terrible habit of just disappearing on me. Okay, now I know I have post-it notes in my dimensionals packet. Sorry folks. Right, let's have a quick look. Well, I've got some large ones, they'll do. What have we done? Okay, that's alright. So I'm just going to stamp onto here, and you want to stamp on the sticky part. So what I'm going to do is stamp along here, this one, like so. I'm going to take 2 sheets so I can cut out 2 at the same time. And then you want to cut these just inside the lines, or just on the lines. Just do 2 lots, and then I'll do a quick. And obviously you can combine these, so you could do a little bit of stamping on the background and then add a 3D item on top with your dimensionals, like so. That will do for the time being. So remember, when you want to do any masking, whatever you want in front is what you want to stamp first. So I'm thinking I can use these as a sort of design. So I could have sort of 2 like that. Or maybe like so, and have that one behind, like that. So it's quite a good way to work out which needs to be in the front, is to cut out probably more masks than you need, and this is going to be the front. Okay, so this is going to be first. Then I'm going to mask it and do number 2. So what you can do is, if you haven't done much masking, is do this. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this one first, then this one, then this one. Okay. So I could have marked it a bit better as to where I was going to do it, but I'm just going to go for it. Okay, so there's my first one. Going to cover that up. Right, and then I'm going to do number 2. Just lining up the bottoms, really, hopefully. There's that one. So now when I peel that away, that's in the front. And then I want this one in front of the other one. So I'm going to cover this up. Okay, and then put my other one there. Like so. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now I'm going to add some little extra bits and pieces to this one. You could, here's another idea, stamp onto some patterned paper and then fill it in on top. So if I wanted, for example, to be so full, I could put that on there. So a bit of paper piecing. There's another way to do it. I hadn't thought of that one until just now. Okay, so let's add a little bit of detail and a sentiment, and we're done because I've gone on far too long already. Let's find the stamp set, which I've buried. So it's cheers and sips. So we've got some extra bits and pieces here. So we've got an umbrella. Let's pop an umbrella on top. And these all have dies, as I said before. Oh, I've got some ice cubes as well, which I'll add on. Okay. And let's add that with a mask. So it goes behind this one, like so. Like that. And again, you could fussy cut these and layer them up as well if you wanted to. Let's have a stirrer and a couple of strawberries in this one. And again, I'm going to cover this up. You want to make sure you come just inside that line here. Okay, let's add that. I want them to stand out, so I'm going to just use espresso. Yeah, like so. And let's have a little bit of greenery coming out of this one, I think. I'm assuming this is like rosemary or something. It looks like rosemary, but and I'm going to use old olive for that. much in there. Just try it out. Okay, will do. Just don't catch the edge, Jenny, like you have just done. Does it go in? Does it go at the top? Like so. 2, 3. Could put some ice in that one. Oh yes, I was going to do that, wasn't I? Never mind. Too many options. Right, I'm just going to stick the ice in with espresso again, and I'm going to cover that up. And just put the ice in here. 2, like so. So there I've got my little set. Let's add our sentiment. Let's have cheers, but obviously you could have in here anything you wanted. So bigger sentiment, happy birthday, something like that. I'm going to put cheers to you. And I could put a little slice of lemon or lime in the front here. Right, let's add the cheers. There it is. I might put this on strawberry slush backing, so let's use strawberry slush to give it a little bit of additional colour. Let's just try it out on here. I've not used this stamp set yet. Cheers to you. So I hope everybody had a nice weekend. I had a busy weekend, but a fruitful one, so that's always good. Cheers. Cheers to you. And I'm going to put that slice of lemon on there, but I'm going to cover this up here. So great opportunity for masking. Easy opportunity just for cutting some out. And any combination thereof. Right, what have I got? Daffodil Delight. Try it out on here. There we go. So it's going to be a little bit behind that. That's okay. There we are. And I've got a strawberry slush backing that I'm going to use, so I think I'm going to stamp. I'm going to stamp umbrellas behind it, and then all that's left for me to do is colour those in. Let me find my umbrella stamp. You're not going to see much of the background because it's quite a large panel, and the smallest piece of grid paper going. So this is just tone on tone for my umbrellas. you can see those or not. Let me lift them up. Hopefully you can see them. 2 and 3. There we go. And this is going to go on. So I'm just looking to see, yeah, that the umbrella's covered all of the areas that I need. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do is just quickly colour those in. I quite like my set that I did here. So I think I might do this for this one. Oh, actually it'd be better in a tall glass, wouldn't it? So I'm just going to do, I'm not going to do so much blending. So I've got light strawberry slush at the bottom, which will go with my strawberry, and then light peach pie, and then light daffodil delight. So let's just do this up to here. And again, start at the edge and work in. Cut it round. Do the same thing. There's lots of opportunities for some great blending techniques. Let's just have this a little bit higher. That's it. There we go. So there's my strawberry layer, and then I've got my peach pie layer. I probably need something at the top of this, don't I? So I might just put a stirrer or something in. Okay, bring this in from the edge. Like so. And then I'm going to go over that join. Just to soften those edges. Okay, and then if I've got enough in here, just about, daffodil delight. Like so. I'm going to add a little bit of yellow also to my orange there. That's daffodil delight. And then what colour should I have for this? Could do peach, just peach. I've got dark and light peach pie. Let's just do that. Just for speed as much as anything. So you can add all sorts of bits and pieces to the top here if you wish. I'm just going to keep mine straightforward because I've taken enough of your time already. And I probably need the little stalk for the umbrella. Let's take this one right to the top. Like so. Let's have dark strawberry slush for our umbrella. Obviously you could colour this in different colours. You could stamp and cut it out. You could cut the umbrella from the papers. So lots of options. So this is the option where I've taken the different elements, I've stamped them with some masking. These are the ones that I cut out earlier, and this could have gone onto there like that, and then this one I cut out and just coloured in. What colour can I have for that? I've got enough colours to choose from and I can't think of anything. Right, I've got a light pretty pink. That'll do. Just a pale pink, whatever that might be. I'll find out who the experts are on cocktails, won't I, by the end of the week? Or mocktails. There we go. That will do. Voila. Okay, put my other samples there. Let's pop that onto there. I'm going to keep that flat and then put the that layer onto my base card. So this will be a landscape card. I'm going to have this slightly high of centre. Like so. Let me put my glasses on. Grab a base card. And a little bit of bling. Just cut this one up with no trimmer. It's Monday, isn't it? So I can't find a base card, which I had literally 5 minutes ago, and I can't see my trimmer. Ooh. Well, that is very I know it's right in front of me. It's very frustrating. So, take my word for it. I haven't even got a spare base card here. Take my word for it. Let's borrow that one. That will do. Sorry, everybody. But we're still live after all this. There we go. So, cheers to you. A little bit of masking and colouring in. Let's add a little bit of bling to this. I've got these which are rather fun. Oh, I've got red. So these are Sunny Day iridescent dots, and we've got the bright pink and the peach, so that will do nicely. Let's add one here. Here, I have one up on. Oh, perhaps I could have one on the top of the parasol, umbrella, whatever. we go. Voila. All done. Finally. Sorry, that took me way longer than I expected. So I do apologise. So lots of different ways of colouring them in. So stamp on the paper and cut them out. Stamp and colour them in and cut them out. Or do the whole masking setup. So I stamped this one, then that one, then that one, and then added the extra bits and pieces. So I hope you like it. I hope you give it a go. If you're at Coffee and Card tomorrow, Friday or Monday, then we'll be doing this and or a variation. And just to remind you, we have these lovely papers that go with this. Perfect for celebrations, obviously perfect for the summer as well. So you've got all of these. So you can just fussy cut around those if you want to. So that will be an option for Coffee and Card, is just to fussy cut as necessary. There we go. So thank you so much. And I look forward to crafting with you again really soon. Sorry it went on way longer than it needed to today, but we did get there in the end. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good day. Bye for now.